You're sitting in a tiny submersible, descending into a place where sunlight has never touched. The pressure builds as the world turns into eternal, heavy ink. At 2,000 meters, you flick on the high beams. Suddenly, you realize you're not alone. Something is watching you from the freezing, heavy dark. A creature with milky white eyes and fangs longer than its own body stares through the glass. It does not flinch. It does not swim away. It waits. Welcome to the abyss, where nature threw away the blueprints and left behind its most terrifying mistakes. These are the nightmares of the deep ocean. If these monsters ever surfaced, you would never step foot in the ocean again. They are the rejects of evolution, thriving in a world of crushing weight. But what exactly lives down here, where the rules of biology are rewritten? Let us dive deeper into the zone where even the light dies. The journey starts in the twilight zone, where light fades and shadows take over. It is the first gate to a kingdom that knows no sun. Beyond that lies the midnight zone. Here, the temperature drops to near freezing, and the weight of the water above is heavier than a mountain range. Finally, we reach the abyssal zone. It is a silent, crushing void. At this depth, the pressure is strong enough to crush a heavy truck like paper. In this realm, color is useless, and warmth is a myth. Every living thing has adapted to survive the impossible through pure, terrifying physical distortion. The only rule here is simple: become a monster or become a meal. There is no middle ground in the deep, dark heart of the sea. Could you imagine living in a world without light, where every heartbeat is a struggle against the weight? The true horror has just begun. Forget everything you know about fish. Scales and graceful swimming are luxuries for the surface. Down here, beauty is a death sentence for any hunter. In the abyss, fins have evolved into long, spider-like legs. Mouths have transformed into serrated bear traps, designed to snap shut and never let go. Bodies turn into formless masses of translucent gel. Evolution here is not about looking good. It is about enduring years of starvation in the cold. These creatures are built to survive the extreme, with stomachs bigger than their heads and teeth that cannot even fit inside their own mouths. They are the ultimate survivors, waiting months for a single scrap of food to fall from the world above. But what happens when they eat? Prepare to meet the most haunting residents of the deep. First, let us look at a face that only a nightmare could love. Are you ready? Hidden beneath the shifting sands lies a face that looks more like a gargoyle than a fish. This is the Stargazer, the landmine of the ocean. Its eyes are permanently fixed toward the surface, but it is not looking at the stars. It is watching for the ghostly shadows of prey. The Stargazer is a lazy but lethal predator. It waits in total silence, buried and invisible, until the perfect moment to strike arrives with speed. A small fish swims by, unaware that death is just inches away. The Stargazer does not chase, it simply explodes from the sand like a trap. In a fraction of a second, the sand erupts. The massive mouth gapes open, creating a vacuum that sucks the prey into a dark, one-way tunnel. But speed is not its only weapon. Some species of stargazer can deliver a powerful electric shock, paralyzing their prey before they realize they were caught. It is effectively a living landmine, more dangerous than a shark because you never see it coming until it is far too late to run. Imagine walking on the beach and stepping on a face that can electrocute you. Luckily, these monsters stay deep where the sun cannot reach them. The Stargazer is proof that even the ground you walk on in the deep can be alive and hungry. But nature has even weirder tricks. What if a predator could see you in the dark, using a light you did not know existed? Meet the hunter with the invisible flashlight. Emerging from the blackness is the Stoplight Loosejaw. Its name comes from a feature that seems like science fiction, a built-in red searchlight under its eyes. Most deep-sea creatures are blind to red light. To them, the abyss is pitch black. But to the Loosejaw, the world is illuminated in red. It is like a hunter wearing high-tech infrared night vision goggles. It can see its prey perfectly, while the prey thinks it is still safely hidden. Look at its mouth. There is no floor to its jaw. It is just a skeletal frame lined with needles, designed to reduce water resistance. When it strikes, its jaw unhinges and swings forward like a catapult. It moves faster than the human eye can follow, snatching prey from water. The jaw is longer than its own head, allowing it to swallow creatures that seem far too large to handle. It is a biological masterpiece. It cruises the midnight zone, a silent assassin fueled by a light that no one else can see. It is the ultimate unfair advantage. Its teeth are like glass needles, curved inward to ensure that once something enters that skeletal cage, it never, ever comes back out into water. The Loosejaw reminds us that in the deep, even the shadows have eyes, and those eyes might see things you cannot. But hunger is deadly. What happens when a fish is so greedy that it swallows something twice its own size? The result is as gruesome as it is fascinating. Meet the black swallower. It may look small, but it is the most ambitious eater in the entire ocean. Its stomach is an expandable balloon. This tiny terror can swallow prey 10 times its own mass. Imagine eating a whole cow in one sitting. That is its daily life. Its stomach stretches so thin it becomes transparent. You can actually see the last meal coiled up inside, waiting to be slowly broken by acid. In the abyss, meals are rare. When a swallower finds food, it does not matter how big it is. It simply opens wide and forces it. It can consume a fish twice its length and 4 times its weight. It is the definition of eyes bigger than your stomach made real. But greed has a price. Sometimes, the prey is so large it begins to rot before the fish can digest it, creating deadly gas. The gas makes the fish buoyant, forcing it to rise rapidly. The pressure change causes the fish to literally explode from the inside out. It is a death by overeating, a creature so hungry for survival that its own dinner becomes a ticking time bomb in the cold. Even in the deep, balance is key. One wrong meal can be your last. But some fish do not hunt at all. They simply stand. Can you imagine standing in one spot for years, waiting for the world to come to you? Let us meet the loneliest creature. Propped up on the sea floor like a piece of living furniture is the tripod fish. It uses 3 long fins to stand above silt. These fins act like stilts, keeping the fish steady in slow currents. It does not waste energy swimming. It simply waits for the ocean. It stands perfectly still for years, facing the deep currents. It feels for vibrations with its pectoral fins, which act like sensitive, reaching hands. It feeds on marine snow, tiny bits of organic matter falling from above. It is a patient observer in a world that never sleeps. The tripod fish is a symbol of absolute solitude. In the vastness of the abyssal zone, finding a mate is nearly impossible in the void. To solve this, the tripod fish evolved a haunting solution. It is a hermaphrodite. It carries both male and female organs, allowing it to reproduce. It is the definition of self-sufficiency. It is a lonely statue at the bottom of the world, needing no one else to keep its lineage. Its eyes are nearly blind because they are not needed. In a world of touch and vibration, sight is a waste of precious energy. It lives a life of quiet endurance, a living relic of a place where time seems to have stopped completely. But there are deeper secrets. What happens when the pressure becomes so great that even bones turn into liquid? We are heading to the bottom of the world's trenches. At 8,000 meters deep, we find the snailfish. It looks more like a floating ghost than a creature of flesh. It is incredibly delicate. At these extreme depths, the pressure would crush a human skeleton into dust. To survive, the snailfish has made a choice. It has no bones. Its body is a mass of soft, jelly-like protein. It is essentially a living liquid, held together by the very pressure that should be destroying it. It is as soft as a cloud, but tougher than steel. If you brought it to the surface, it would melt into a shapeless puddle. This is the deepest dwelling fish ever recorded. It thrives in the Hadal zone, where the crust of the earth meets the heavy, cold mantle. It has no scales, no armor, and no weapons. Its only defense is the ability to exist where no other predator can follow without being crushed. It is a silent witness to the most extreme environment on Earth. A creature of pure adaptation, thriving in the crushing weight of the water. It eats small shrimp that scavenge in the trenches, proving that life finds a way even in the most inhospitable cracks of our planet. The snailfish is the ultimate survivor of the deep. But why does the abyss create such terrifying forms? The answer lies in the bones. Ever wondered why these fish look like they were designed by a horror director? It is not an accident. It is a grim, calculated necessity. Take a close look at those teeth. They are often so long and jagged that the fish cannot even close its mouth. Not a mistake. In the deep, you might only get one chance to eat every year. If a meal swims by, you cannot afford to let it slip. Those fangs act like a cage. Once the prey is inside, the inward curving needles ensure that every struggle only pushes the victim deeper down. These teeth are sharper than sewing needles and stronger than they look. They are tools designed for one thing: the absolute retention of life. Some fish have skulls that hinge backward, allowing their mouths to open wider than their own bodies. It is a terrifying display of mechanical efficiency. Their bodies are covered in sensors that detect the slightest ripple. In the dark, touch is 1,000 times more important than any sight. The lateral line system is their sixth sense. It allows them to see the shape of the world through the movement of the water. Their organs are often compressed or shifted to make room for massive stomachs. Every inch of their anatomy is dedicated to processing precious food. Bulging eyes and skeletal frames are not just ugly features. They are high-performance parts of a survival machine that never stops working in silence. They save energy by moving as little as possible. Some spend their lives drifting, waiting for a single moment of explosive, violent action to sustain. But as we look at these monstrosities, a bigger question begins to surface. Why does the deep sea fill us with such primal dread? Is it their appearance that scares us? Or is it the realization that life can exist in forms that our minds cannot accept as natural? We fear the unknown. The deep ocean is the ultimate unknown, a place where our rules of light, air, and gravity simply do not apply. These creatures are reminders of a prehistoric world. Some have remained unchanged for millions of years, watching the fall of dinosaurs from the dark. We look to the stars for aliens, but we have monsters living right beneath our feet. They are the true extraterrestrials of planet Earth. Could there be things even larger down there? Things that have never been seen by humans, lurking in the unexplored canyons of the Mariana Trench? The abyss is a mirror to our deepest fears. It represents the cold, the dark, and the crushing weight of the unknown, where logic dies. Every time we send a camera down, we find something that defies our understanding. Are they watching us back, wondering what our lights are? Perhaps the ocean is not just water. Perhaps it is a living entity that keeps its most terrifying secrets hidden for a very good reason. In the deep, things grow differently. This is called deep-sea gigantism. Without the constraints of surface life, some species grow to sizes that are impossible. Imagine a pillbug the size of a small dog. That is a giant isopod. In the cold, slow-motion world of the abyss, bigger is better. The giant squid possesses eyes the size of basketballs. These are designed to catch the faintest glimmer of bioluminescence from miles away in the dark. Their eyes are the largest in the animal kingdom. They are specialized sensors built to detect the movement of sperm whales through the freezing depths. Energy is everything. Deep-sea creatures have metabolisms so slow that a single meal can last for months. They are the true masters of patience. Their hearts beat only a few times a minute. They are the ultimate conservationists, wasting nothing in a world where there is almost nothing. Bioluminescence is not just for light. It is used for communication, for luring prey, and even for alarms to reveal predators to even larger hunters. It is a language of light in a world of shadows, a complex system of flashes and glows that we are only just beginning. They are not monsters by choice. They are masterpieces of engineering, designed to thrive in a place that would kill any other thing in seconds. As we begin our ascent, we realize the abyss is not a graveyard. It is a thriving, alien metropolis that we have barely begun exploration. We have better maps of the surface of Mars than we do of our own ocean floor. 95% of the deep sea remains unexplored. Every single year, scientists find dozens of new species that look like they belong on another planet. We are still discovering our own home. What we have seen today is just the tip of the iceberg. Beneath the surface lies an entire world of canyons that have never seen light. We are walking on a planet that is mostly unknown to us. The deep sea is the final frontier, and its mysteries are far away. If these creatures ever decided to swim to the surface, would we be ready? Or would we wish we had left them in the dark? Which of these deep-sea nightmares haunted you the most? The greedy swallower or the invisible loosejaw? Let us know in the comments below right now. Don't forget to like and subscribe as we continue to dive into the darkest corners of our world. The abyss has many more stories. Until next time, keep your lights bright and your eyes open. You never know what might be swimming just beneath the dark surface of water.